All right, let's dive straight into this. Welcome to this high-energy explainer where we are going to completely deconstruct exactly where you are losing marks on bank reconciliation statements. If you're studying Cambridge, AS, and A-level accounting, syllabus 9706, you are in exactly the right place. Look, today we aren't just skimming through textbook definitions. We are acting as elite curriculum architects. We are going to dissect complex questions, master strategic time allocation, and deploy the kind of critical thinking necessary to absolutely dominate this topic. Get ready to shift your entire perspective from a stressed student simply trying to balance the books, and come on, we all know that universal agonizing frustration of being off by a single decimal point, to a master examiner who knows exactly where the hidden traps are laid.
Here's our rigorous, time-blocked structural blueprint for today. We'll start with the examiner's lens, build up our core theoretical principles, lock in the technical methodology, practice spotting common exam flaws, and finally, master evaluative thinking.
Section 1. The Examiner's Lens, straight from the Principal Examiner Reports.
Let's look at the harsh reality of how these questions are actually graded. This high-stakes quote on screen brilliantly illustrates that what you think examiners want is, quite frankly, often worlds apart from what the mark scheme actually demands. You might think preparing a bank reconciliation is just a mechanical math problem, right? You match the cash book to the bank statement, you find the unpresented checks, adjust for those pesky bank charges, and boom, you're done. Well, actually, scratch that. It's totally wrong. The senior examiners report over and over that the preparation and benefits aspect is massively misunderstood because students treat it as a basic calculation exercise rather than a rigorous test of financial control and evaluative reasoning.
So it is absolutely crucial that you memorize these 3 massive pitfalls right now so you never make them in your own exam. First up, confusing cause and effect. This happens when a candidate literally cannot distinguish between a timing difference, like an uncredited deposit, and a genuine cash book error, like a transposition mistake. Second, forgetting format and presentation. Examiners will literally dock your marks if you don't use proper headings or standard layouts. It's heartbreaking to see. And third, and guys, this is the biggest one, providing generic answers. If the question asks for the benefits of bank reconciliation for a specific struggling retail business, and you just list generic textbook benefits without even mentioning retail cash flow or their specific scenario, no way. You are going to hit a massive ceiling on your score.
Moving on to Section 2. Core Theoretical Principles, building the conceptual framework.
Let's see how understanding the underlying theoretical architecture unlocks those top marks. To build a high-scoring answer, you need to understand the anatomy of the command words. This breakdown perfectly contrasts the cognitive domains required, showing you exactly how to transition from basic knowledge to top-tier evaluative thinking. Listen closely to this. In an exam, if a question asks you to analyze, you are systematically processing data, for instance, categorizing those variances that keep you up at night. But if the command word is evaluate or to what extent, you are stepping into much higher-order territory. You must weigh alternatives. You have to question the assumptions of the business owner in the prompt, and then justify your final recommendation with concrete evidence from the data provided. That, right there, is how you capture those elusive Assessment Objective 3, or AO3, evaluation marks.
And this point brilliantly illustrates why you can't study in a vacuum. You must link precise definitions and causal relationships across your entire syllabus. Now, to picture this, I want you to imagine 2 scholars in a digital study suite right now. Let's call them Alex and Sam. Alex is highly technical, right? An absolute machine at formulas and facts, but completely freezes up when it comes to open-ended evaluation. Then you have Sam. Sam is a creative thinker, amazing at forming arguments, but honestly struggles with structural precision and time management. Now, I gave them a complex 15-mark high-tariff question on the benefits of bank reconciliations. Alex pushes for a purely factual approach, just listing out definitions. Sam argues for a broader conceptual perspective, referencing integration with other syllabus areas like control accounts or correcting errors through the suspense account. Sam's instinct here is actually right on the money. Principal examiner reports highlight the candidates who reference cross-topic connections achieve significantly higher marks. It shows the examiner you understand accounting as an integrated ecosystem.
Section 3. The Technical Methodology, Securing the Method Mark Strategy. Now, before we hit the absolute hardest part of the problem and dive into our foolproof methodology, I need to pause our session for a quick second. If you want to master these breakthroughs, you need to hit the subscribe button for Ace the Exam's IGCSE, ON, and A levels at the handle AceTheExam_IGCSE, and enable all notifications. Do it right now so you never miss our weekly Cambridge Breakthrough Strategies. Okay, let's get back to it.
So back to our scholars, Alex and Sam. They're actively drafting a model response paragraph by paragraph on screen, but they suddenly hit a massive roadblock regarding timing and paragraph linking. They are stuck.
So I step in with this exact standardized processing sequence you see on screen. This is your ultimate blueprint for the method mark strategy, proving that examiners award heavy marks just for showing this rigorous process. Step 1. Identify and deconstruct the data. This is where you deploy the 3-step question scan. Use your highlighter to separate cash book updates from bank statement timing differences. Step 2. Apply the relevant principles. Step 3. Execute with clear working, meaning show your math. If you make a calculator error but your methodology is visible and correct, examiners will award you the own figure rule method marks. Step 4 is verifying results, and Step 5 is presenting them. Alex and Sam use this exact cognitive strategy to get unstuck, rewriting their flawed section out loud and transitioning from a mediocre answer to a flawless full-mark response.
And part of that full mark response is exactly what's on this table. Never lose easy marks on presentation. There are strict conventions you must follow to present your data flawlessly. Look at the terminology row. You must use correct phrasing. Don't write something sloppy like money not in bank yet. Write unpresented checks or uncredited deposits. For headings, a simple bank rec won't cut it. You need bank reconciliation statement as at specific date. These are literally what we call free marks, yet thousands of students throw them away every single year because they are rushing. Don't be one of them.
All right, moving to Section 4, Spotting Common Exam Flaws, an interactive pause and practice workshop.
Okay, it is time for an immersive workshop segment. I want you to look at this question on the board. Where do you think the most technically gifted students suddenly lose all their evaluation marks? Imagine a complex text excerpt on screen, a struggling business with cash flow issues. I'm starting a 60-second visual countdown timer in my head right now. Tick-tock. What's the classic mistake? Well, let's think back to our scholars. Alex, the technical student, writes a generic list of facts. Sam, the creative student, writes a flowing essay with absolutely no structure. Both of them failed to hit the top marking bands. Why? Let me show you.
This comparison highlights the exact friction point. We are doing a spot the flaw exercise here. A purely factual approach fails, whereas linking your points to the specific context unlocks the AO3 evaluation band. This is what we call the paragraph balance formula. If the exam prompt gives you a scenario about, let's say, Sarah's struggling retail boutique that recently suffered from employee theft, your answer absolutely cannot just say, bank reconciliations prevent fraud. That is a flawed, generic answer. A top-scoring conceptual approach writes, by implementing monthly bank reconciliations, Sarah can immediately detect discrepancies between daily till receipts and actual bank deposits, thereby directly mitigating the risk of employee theft in her retail boutique. Do you see the difference there? The second answer seamlessly weaves the scenario into the accounting principle. That is the paragraph balance formula in action.
Section 5. Mastering Evaluative Thinking. Thinking like a principal examiner.
Let's see how this all builds into mastering critical analysis and evidence-based reasoning. This is where you separate yourself from the pack and guarantee that A-star trajectory. To master critical analysis, you need to employ what I call the last 5 minutes review checklist. Before you put your pen down, your answer needs to hit every single one of these evaluative benchmarks. Have you identified limitations? A top candidate will note that, while a bank reconciliation is a powerful control mechanism, its limitation is that it relies on the timely receipt of bank statements and it won't necessarily catch collusive fraud. Look at that last bullet point. Justify decisions with solid evidence. If you recommend a business shifts from manual to computerized accounting to help with reconciliations, you must use the data provided in the prompt to justify the cost versus the benefit. Check these off in your last 5 minutes, and you are golden.
To guarantee you remember this sequence under pressure, you need a memory hack. Create a personalized mnemonic using the first letters of key terms to lock in the exact formatting and procedural frameworks we just covered. For our 5-step methodology, identify, apply, execute, verify, present, you might use a mnemonic like, I am extremely very proud. Whatever it is, lock it in so that when exam anxiety hits, your cognitive recall is automatic. This is exactly the breakthrough Alex and Sam had during our session.
And with that, we've synthesized the entire masterclass into our 3 core memorable pillars: the 3-step question scan, the paragraph balance formula, and the last 5 minutes review checklist. Listen, crushing Cambridge exams requires consistent strategy. Make sure you are actively practicing past paper questions using these exact frameworks. I need you to explicitly hit that subscribe button for Ace the Exam's IGCSE O and A levels at the handle acetheexam_IGCSE. Turn on the notification bell so you are prepped for our future exam hacks, and drop a comment right down below with your specific target grade. Put it out into the universe.
I'll leave you with this provocative thought to challenge your own exam execution as you continue your revision. Pull out the last practice essay you wrote.
Read it strictly through the examiner's lens we built today. Are you just reciting facts like a textbook, or are you truly evaluating in context like a master architect? The difference is literally everything. Keep studying smart, and I will see you in the next explainer.